Hello and welcome to the Nothing Happened podcast, probably the best way to enjoy theories, discussions, and analysis around One Piece without the need to stare at a screen. My name is Starknightandilex, or just Andilex, it's your decision, and we are joined by three other guys, namely Kusoland, KubeOfTheRedSea, and Tainted Marth. Guys, what's good, and how do you feel about recording the first episode of our podcast?
Man, bro, like you're on fire.
Wow,
Yeah,
that was really good. I'm so impressed.
yeah, true.
Mic drop. Let's call it a day, guys. That was great. it's all downhill from here. That's
It's
amazing.
professional Andilex here, right at the get-go.
Yeah. You said mic drop? Let me drop my mic too. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was first take, man. Not bad.
Yeah. Honestly, that was really good.
Yeah, was too good. No, let's do it again. Nah.
All right, 100 takes later.
No. It's good. Okay,
I think it was
cool.
good the first time, guys.
So yeah, exactly. That's the first episode of our One Piece podcast. You guys are excited, or what's good?
Honestly, yeah, I'm pumped. It's what we love. Talk about One Piece between friends, And we've been doing that for months behind the scenes, just casually. So I think I'm very happy that we're bringing this podcast to life.
I didn't know we were friends. Okay, good. Have to like write that down.
Well, this is what I call friendship. You can call that a partnership, an alliance. But that's what I call as a friend.
I don't know who any of you guys are, to be honest.
Yeah. So yeah, for the listeners, like Andilex, that's not just some guy we bought on Fiverr. Like we pay him like $1 an hour or whatever, and he's just doing this for the Lords.
I mean, that's the beauty of this podcast, we're people who act like we're friends. We just talk, and then when we go back to real life, we act like nothing happened.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I see what you did there. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's smart. Like you're trying to help to explain to the listeners why the podcast is called Nothing Happened, right?
So I, for one, I'm not that excited right now because I've actually been working all day. Sorry, guys. I'm going to be a bit of a extra baggage this time. You guys are going to have to step up. Wow, the silence is killing me. Wow.
Since I'm guessing the topic's going to be about One Piece, I eat, breathe, and sleep One Piece. Like, I love it. And I'm glad I get to talk about it with great people I know, each and every one of you. Now I know all of you. My memory came back to me. So before we started the recording, they bought me on that site Marth said, and they hit me on the head with the stick. I lost all my memory, but it all came back.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm just doing for the money and the fame, like One Piece. I don't even know what it is. Like I heard it's real, but
What money and what fame? Who's
mean,
getting all the
like,
money here?
Listen.
Wealth, fame, power.
Exactly. The man who all achieved all of that. Listen, my English is fucked right now. Anyway, it was Tainted Marth, okay? That's the man who achieved all of this.
Tainted Marth is a vampire Viking. I don't know if y'all...
Oh my god, no.
It's a thing now. It's canon.
You know what they say? All the money that Marth makes is spent by Marquis, so it's not like he's excited to get that money.
People don't even know who Marquis is.
Oh yeah, where is Marquis? Is he there with you?
No,
They're gonna find out. They're gonna find out about him. They're gonna find out about
no,
Marquis
he's not
pretty
here
soon.
right now. Okay, listen.
Yo, guys, listen. This is actually going to be the Nothing Happened podcast if I actually start doing something.
But yeah, for a topic I actually really want to talk about, I don't know if y'all watched it yet, but the latest One Piece episode was pretty fire. Luffy versus Lucci. I loved it. I want to see it again. It was, oh my god, I was just fanboying like left and right. Like the animation was, and Lucci looked amazing. The soundtrack was nice. Yeah, I don't know. Did y'all, any of you watch it?
Yeah, definitely. I already watched it, and it was definitely a good episode. I could enjoy the visuals. Probably the best moment for me was right before Luffy hit Lucci in the face. Like he was smirking, like he was excited. he was like, this is gonna be a great fight, and and then from one moment to another he had to realize that he's gonna get pounded. That was amazing.
Yeah, I've already said it the other day, but I saw the episode a few times. I really liked it, and I did like how there was some more clarification on the whole Devilfoot part from Vegapunk. It was more clear than in the, which obviously makes sense. You know, you can do so much with just drawing panels and writing text. So I feel like it really, like, if you take what the manga said plus this episode, it does give a better clear idea of what Vegapunk was talking about Devilfoots.
Yeah, I remember you talking to me about it earlier, right? Like you're saying how it kind of enlightened you a little bit more about like what Vegapunk was actually trying to say. Because like I guess at the end of the day, like you say, we're kind of trying to read between the lines a lot of times, but the anime actually gives us a lot more context.
It
It validates a lot of stuff from Syllabark.
Yeah, it even what he said there even just gave more like fuel to my theory. Like I felt like positively enforced, if you say it like that. That was really good. Like, I'm glad that they tried to translate it like that. I hope it's not something they fucked up.
Yeah, I've seen like several different translations of his speech about devil fruits, and I was really looking forward to see how the anime interpret like did it. And yeah, I think they did a great job. And yeah, I really opened my eyes kind of a little bit, like okay, it could be this, it could mean so many different things of what he meant. But yeah, it's like not just Vegapunk but Oda talking to us, like, yeah, so this is about devil fruits. And I could have swore he said in an SBS years ago that Vegapunk is pretty much going to explain everything we need to know about devil fruits. And I don't know, maybe when he makes that announcement, whenever those 10 minutes pass, you might learn everything. Who knows?
Just for clarification's sake, right? What episode was that? 1000?
I think it was up episode 1100. Yeah.
1100.
And all right, there you go. So if you didn't know, now you do. But did you guys know? I'm not sure if you have been on X or Twitter or call it whatever you want, but I've seen that the animation team, they put in the hype guys meme there, right after Luffy and Lucci exchange fists. There's like an explosion moment, and for one frame or so, there's this meme of these guys sitting on the couch and screaming, probably like football game or whatever, and they put that in there. That's so hilarious.
That is amazing. I love that.
I see the meme you were talking about.
I remember, speaking of memes, it was a few chapters ago, like when you first saw the Gorosei, the other ones come in to pretty much save Saturn. At the end of the chapter, there was a meme where it's like, where Saturn's like, I still have my friends, and it's all the Gorosei and like Kizaru. I'm like, oh my god.
The expression was gold.
That was really good. I saw that too.
So talking about the episode, you know, the one thing I like about that Delphoid explanation is, I feel like in the manga it explained about the Delphoid users, you know, people with the Delphoid. But the way that Vegapunk described the power users seems that he was talking about the whales themselves. Which this made it even more interesting, you know? That they're the one living in a dream world that someone dreamt about. But that was the thing that bothered me in the manga thing, where Vegapunk explained and said, yeah, but where do those whales extra power? But that actually just makes more sense.
Yeah, but he said it like they live a dream that someone else thought of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for anyone who's not familiar with my mega theory or whatever, like my take on this was that these dreams dreamed up in other dimensions are basically ideas of other creators, authors, like animators and whatnot. So basically, devil fruits can have powers from any other dimension, namely like Superman, Batman, I don't know, whatever, like Inuyasha, Super Saiyan powers, anything like that is theoretically possible within the One Piece world. if they get one of the fruits that inherits the devil that is dreamed up by someone in another dimension.
Yeah, it could be so many things to like interpret it in many different ways. Like speaking of devils, like I mentioned in my recent theory, devils and gods are real in One Piece, the ultimate theory. I mentioned how devils inhabit and gods inhabit devil fruits, and yeah, they possess people when they eat the fruit. And yeah, it could be that, it could be anything else, like what Marth was saying about his video, his recent theory, the mega theory. It could be it could be all of it, to be honest. Like Oda, like it'd be cool like if there's like a Superman devil fruit, a Goku devil fruit, or like there's there's like devil fruits for gods in the series. And we've seen like mythical creatures like Cerberus, and what if there's like an actual Cerberus type of fruit? People were saying that it could be Blackbeard's. Like maybe that could be what like he could have like that's why he could have 3 fruit.
Yeah, but it also like
Yeah.
for me touches on something that certain devil fruit users have talked about, and the best example is Perona, when she describes her devil fruit ability, and how basically she can't, but she channels ghosts that are from a ghost network, or a ghost realm in a way. Then obviously you have Vegapunk's dream. So that actually, with your both theories, Andy and Mar's theory, plus taking account that concept, it makes a lot of sense,
Did Perona explain that they were actual ghosts, her ability?
No, but she said she's able to access a network of ghosts, a ghost network.
Oh,
The way she
really?
describes it.
Man,
The
I don't
whole,
remember that. That's really
imagination,
interesting.
like people wishing they could
been a
have
while.
this, or what if like like there's certain characters we've seen that they pretty much mimic, copy, or are influenced by other attacks. Like Law is able to use Kusoland's like power to like make it go quiet, to take rid of sound. He'd used it against Big Mom, pretty much what like landed the W with him and Kid. And then Luffy could use Red Rock, which is like pretty much one of Ace's moves. And but yeah, maybe like they devil fruits aren't really like tied to one thing. Like if you just wish or dream, and you pretty much could get that power, and your devil fruit like pretty much adapts and like makes it do that. Like
I mean,
creates
that's really an
fire.
interesting point, actually,
Yeah.
because now that you think about it, like Luffy does whenever he fights new opponents, whenever he meets new people, he's constantly adapting his attack moves in relation to the people he meets. Like he does that, like Baku Baku, Gomu Gomu no Baku Baku, which is where he tries to eat like crocodile, for example. And that
Yeah.
was because he'd seen Wapol just before that. And like you say as well, with the Ace attack, the reference to Ace, which is Red Rock or Red Hawk. So that's really interesting. It's like, just as people are evolving, maybe you're right, maybe devil fruits are also evolving. And it's not just Luffy, it's like everyone, all the devil fruit users. Maybe over time they do evolve based on who they meet and connect with, which is really cool because that kind of connects with the idea that, like, okay, Luffy's going around fighting all these people, these bad guys, quote unquote bad guys, and then once he sort of interacts with these bad guys, it's like it leaves an impression on these guys, and so it's kind of like with Dragon Ball Z where they come back as good guys, right?
Yeah.
And so there's like character development because of it, and I like what you're saying, because like it's like you're saying, well, devil fruits are the same thing. It's that also has the same capacity to do that, to change and to evolve.
Yeah, and
So,
it's
yeah,
not just
I like that.
Luffy's devil fruit. Like, yeah, they're saying it's the most like out ridiculous, or because depending on how your imagination is how you imagine it. But I feel like it's with all the other devil fruits too, like Bonnie's as well. Like she's pretty much able to get like Nika's powers, like depending on how much she believes in Nika, right? Or like believes in it, or it's true or whatever. But the less she believes in it or doubts her power, like the weaker it is. So like pretty
So
much
do you
it
think
has
now
no
that she's
limits.
met Nika, now that she's like Luffy's been like, oh, that's a pathetic punch, Bonnie. I don't know why he's so mean to young kids, but he's like, oh, yeah, that was a pathetic punch. This is how you actually do a punch. Now that he's done that, do you think that Bonnie will come back even stronger in this arc, or
maybe not just Bonnie, but well, Bonnie and maybe other characters. What if like characters like their fruits or like what if the devil fruits are like tied to a person's heart or something, and they're able to mimic the drums of liberation, the don toto, and what if it turns you into like like Gear 5 or your hair turns white. I don't know. But what if people like Bonnie, well, at least Bonnie should be able to do something like that. Maybe she noticed Luffy like, oh, where's your white hair? Maybe she wants it too. She wants to look like Nika, and she might actually get like a form. Maybe her awakening will be the Nika awakening, and she'll copy it. But like, yeah, what if other characters actually their hearts go with the drums of liberation beat? I wonder if something happens, or like when Luffy did his gears, like Gear second, like he would make his heart beat faster. Like what if he makes it beat faster but with the drums of liberation? Would that be Gear 5? So like he pretty much Gear second is like a test. Like he was getting used to like playing his heart like a drum, and he finally got it right with Gear 5th, like Gear 5. He got the heart, the drum beat, the don toto thing.
I think it does feel like, for me, it does feel like Gear 5 is basically is just all of the gears used differently. Luffy, if you look at Gear 5, he has the same speed as Snake Man, almost. He's in base form, but he's moving at the same speed he was using Snake Man against Kizaru. Or whatever form he used to go fast. I don't know if it was Snake Man, but he remember he used one form of Kizaru to be faster. He went Gear 5 and it had the same speed. So I do assume that with Gear 5, he can just go in and out of those gears rapidly. He doesn't need to do the whole transformation thing.
Yeah, but
yeah, for sure.
But I like what you said, Kuso. I can imagine that Bonnie can actually like have a bigger role in this arc again, accessing Gear 5 in a way or something similar. I imagine it like this, that one of the Gorosei maybe catches up to the giant ship or like sneaks up upon them, and like she just wants to like protect her daddy, right? So, and now that she's seen how Nika really looks like, she can probably like impersonate him better. He even said like, I'm gonna show you how it has to look like, right? So now she's seen it, now she can do it.
Absolutely. And like it would be cool, I don't know if it'll be this arc, but like in a future arc, if we actually see like a tag team between Luffy and Bonnie, right? Because we often see it with like Zoro and Sanji. And like for me that's super hype when they do that, when they actually team up together on these rare occasions. But like I feel like in general Luffy doesn't really have tag teams. I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering, but like I feel like in general Luffy's his own beast. So if Bonnie eventually becomes his tag team, that'd be amazing.
Maybe he just likes teaming up with supernovas. But yeah, like, well, for sure in this in Wano, it was more like a competition between him, Kid, and Law. They weren't really teaming up. It was like, I'm going to go for the finishing blow. Or I'm going to do it. Even with Zoro, too, they were not really,
well, I mean,
maybe
even
just
with
hoping.
That, you're right. Yeah, I mean, he didn't even really end up fighting with Kid and Law in the end, because Kid and Law ended up going with Big Mom, right?
But in Dressrosa, I think Luffy and Law did some pretty cool team attacks. Like, they worked together to take down
that was
Dolphy.
really hype, actually.
Almost every arc, Luffy starts with attack, but then they divert. You had saving in Alabasta, saving in Enies Lobby. Enies Lobby is less apparent because he's running more ahead, but it does start in the train where they're fighting, a couple of people. But it always starts with attack. He just goes on his own very fast because, he's at a different level. But actually, and that's my thing. I'm kind of scared when it comes to that, because I have no problem of Bonnie being able to recreate Gear 5, but if she's able to recreate to the Drums of Liberation, because I wasn't sure if she did it or not. That wasn't clear in the manga, so let's say the anime. Don't you guys feel like Bonnie being not Nika can cause an issue? Because look at Luffy. Like, we know there's something about Luffy, but he's able to fight, but he's like Joy Boy. So I'm wondering if you have the Drums of Liberation, and every time Luffy laughs, he does seem to, because of his heartbeat, it makes him laugh even harder. So I'm wondering if like Bonnie, because she's not Nika, or she doesn't have the actual will of the fruit. I'm wondering if doing that could cause issues in the future. It's like opening Pandora's box. You don't know what kind of evil is released.
I think that might not be a problem since she's just accessing an alternate future, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this alternate future, she could be Joy Girl in a way. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that's not a problem then.
Shout out.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't really think it's gonna have any side effects or downsides with if it works out with Bonnie. Like if she could actually go Gear 5th. But yeah, I don't think so. Like yeah.
But talking about Bonnie and all that, right? Who do you guys think will be the next Straw Hat? Will there be a next Straw Hat or not? And if yes, who's your favorite pick? Who's someone you would like to see but is very unlikely?
Nah, I mean, you guys know my pick. Bonnie all the way.
Yeah, Bonnie, Yamato, and Vivi. I would love those three to join.
Yeah, for me, it's obviously Vivi, and I think it's because she's gonna bring back the Straw Hat to the political aspect of One Piece, because that's something that's lacking. And as you know, Luffy doesn't get involved into something unless it really impacts one of his friends. That's the first step. So, maybe at one point I know, Yamato for sure will join the Straw Hats for the last adventure, Laugh Tale, to fill up the book, Odin's book or stuff like that. Like that's right to his head, and I could see Momo instead of him deciding to stay in Wano, but he's strong enough with the scarabs to defend Wano without Yamato. And so we'll order Yamato to do that as like the order of the Shogun. And I've already said it for those who will now know. For Bonnie, it's very clear that I think Bonnie would fit nicely with the Straw Hats up to Kuma's flashback. With everything we see with the Revolution Army in that flashback, Ginny and Kuma being founding members of the Revolution Army, Kuma being a one-man army, it does, and now she's inheriting an army of Kuma's face, and all the authority-ships of maybe the Seraphim, we're not sure yet. It does hint for me, even though I like Bonnie as a Straw Hat, it does hint to me that Bonnie would be the perfect recruitment for the Revolution Army, and maybe like Bonnie will be the Nika of the Revolution Army, while the Revolution Army is leading the pathway while Luffy is doing his adventure. You will get someone who is embodying the Nika lifestyle and actually showing snippets like this. When people see the actual Nika, they'll say, okay, we see what they were trying to do with the Revolutionary Army. They're right. They're on the right path. So yeah, that's how I see with Bonnie. But I do like her as it would be a good Straw Hat. I just feel like Revolution Army is stronger.
All right, for me, I think that Vivi doesn't necessarily need to be a Straw Hat because, like you say, she's more on the political side. But at the end of the day, this is like a pirate story, right? So we don't need any politicians in the group, in my opinion, right? I think pirates stay pirates. And so I think we talked about this earlier in the day cube, but like I like the idea that there's going to be allied nations that are going to be a part of the Straw Hat's crew in a way. They're kind of like allies of it, right? But they're kind of separate entities. But at the end of the day, they're going to fight with the Straw Hats in the final battle. And I think that would be really cool. I think that, Alabasta, Wano, Zor, they're going to be in the same team, just like it was going to be I assume that's what happened in the Void Century as well. I assume that Joy Boy and his ancient kingdom was an alliance of different kingdoms, like Alabasta and Shandora and, the other ones. And so I think that's Vivi's role for me, to stay a politician, to stay a royal who kind of, fronts the side of Alabasta. And, I mean, you can make the argument that obviously Bonnie is also kind of a princess, I guess. But, like, she's also the princess of Sorbet Kingdom and kind of only on a very unofficial basis, right? And on top of that, Sorbet is not necessarily one of those major kingdoms that are like tied to the deep lore of One Piece. So I'm not too fussed about that. And we already have like royals in the Straw Hats already, right? We have Sanji and, well, just Sanji, right? But, there's precedent for royals to be already in the Straw Hats. So I'm not too worried about that. But I don't think it will be like a major royal member that would join the Straw Hats personally.
I'm just going to be clear about the Vivi thing, and that's very important. And even though the Straw Hats are going to make changes, you will need to have Vivi to have the discussion on the royal aspect. Like the best example is when Nami was down in Drum Island, and every Straw Hat was ready to fight. Vivi had to humble Luffy and all the other one, and then they bowed and they told like, "What's the point in fighting if Nami passes away? Well, we have too much ego. Sometimes humility works." And then they all start to bow. Like there will be one moment where they're going to have interact. Same thing with Usopp and Dressrosa. Luffy never managed to put that many people around them. Luffy was not able to. It was Usopp. If you look at certain arcs, Luffy isn't the talker. He's the one who convinced people with actions. But there's always someone who preaches for Luffy all the time. Same thing in Wano.
I agree, but she can do that without being a part of the Straw Hats. And on top of that, think back to why she decided not to join the Straw Hats, and it was because she chose her people over the Straw Hats. She decided, yeah, she's done her pirating thing and she really enjoyed it. But at the end of the day, she loves her people and she's going to be there for them. Now that her father's gone, right? Yeah, sure, it can be Kozan or whatever the other guy's name is. But now that her father's gone, and now that we're entering the final phase of the story, isn't it more likely that she'll stay with her people because it's more of a crucial moment?
What's the name? What's the name of the guy that goes Figaro? What's his name?
Figaro.
What's his name? I don't remember his name.
I'm pretty sure his name was Figaro, yeah.
Well, that guy, yeah, with the curls.
For the listeners, he's talking about Igaram, yeah.
Igaram, yeah. Okay, Igaram, okay, that guy, yeah. Well, we've seen him dress up as Vivi before, pre-time skip. What if he impersonates Vivi while Vivi is with the Straw Hats? But yeah, I could see it to where Vivi, Luffy and the crew, they save her. Luffy finds out they're related. She's a D, and she ends up with them, and. She decides okay, I'm not gonna I'm still I'm always gonna be a member of your crew, but F it, let's just find the One Piece. I'll be with you till you find the One Piece. She'll just stay with them till they find the One Piece. She might as well. It's well, Alabasta's way over there. It's I might as well just stay with you on the way back. Drop me off at home.
Okay, I can definitely see that she is a bit of a fugitive, right? Yeah. So that does make sense that maybe she can't afford to be there.
Yeah,
and she could be the voice for the Straw Hats, the ambassador, the one that talks for them and all that.
I get that. I don't know why everyone keeps saying that as if that's such a valuable thing for the Straw Hats. So
well, look at that. Who's in it? Look at Luffy. When Luffy tries to talk, he'll
No, I know, but imagine the final battle,
who else
right?
would?
And we're seeing all these amazing epic battles. Sanji's going around kicking people with the fire Zoras, chopping people down, and then what? Vivi's just going around talking to people. No one wants to see that.
They're gonna get into an island before a big ruckus starts. A Yonko. Oh my god, everyone's panicking. She's everybody, calm down. It's me, the princess of Alabasta. Everybody.
Well, so we the whole battle. We're just gonna keep cutting to Vivi, going, "Hey guys, let's chill. Let's chill. Let's be diplomatic about this."
Well, she could contribute. That's one of the things she can contribute. But besides that, you see what she could do with those string blades she uses, whatever you call them.
It never did much damage though, did it? And she actually missed quite a bit too.
The peacock slasher? Is that what it's called?
Peacock slasher. Come on, that's
I don't know how I remember
for me,
that. But yeah,
to just go back so this, you kind of get my thing. It's because right now she's a fugitive. She is at one point going to reconnect to the Straw Hats, and we've had many times where Roger's ship. Best example is Toki, Shanks, and Buggy, or Buggy and Toki. They're not fighter savvy, but they were able to. But they had a purpose. That's what I'm saying. For me, most likely Vivi is going to have to meet up with the Straw Hats because right now she can't go back to her country. We're going to a narrative where Vivi isn't going to join the Straw Hats because she wants to become a pirate. It's because of her people. She realized, and then this also will be the catalyst effect that will bring the Luffy to realize, I have to concentrate my efforts on the world government. As well. And that, again, I'm not saying that she will convince them and stuff like that. I think it's a storyline where Luffy doesn't do things because you ask him to do it. It's how he feels about it. He even told it to Kinemon. I'm doing all that because you're my friends and this is your home. And I think this is much stronger. So that's why I go with the idea that she's a fugitive, so she can't go back to her country. She used to be a Straw Hat, and I think all of that together with how the story is going right now is the thing that's going to convince the Straw Hat to actually make the move or make the... think about it. The moment that Zoro told them, oh, let's not go to Marijoa, even though they might have Vivi. They said, yeah, you're right. It's futile. Like,
So
I think this kind of stuff won't be able to happen in the future if you have actually someone.
I agree
That's what I mean by that.
that we do need Vivi to do something like
Yeah.
that. But
Because she's a fugitive.
in terms of, if you imagine any arc, any end of the arc, right, there's always an epic battle where we're constantly cutting from one Straw Hat to another. And so... Sorry. Yeah. For context, he just basically said, "Fuckers, let me talk" on the chat.
So one thing I noticed, we haven't, Mart hasn't, who's Mart? Well, Mart hasn't said anything in a while. Is everything okay, Mart? Are you there? Hello? Knock, knock. Because after you're done talking, Mart, I want to
like
say
fucking
something.
Wild animals, like you talking over each other. It's insane.
That's how we roll, baby.
So the reason why people assume that Vivi might be the last royal, right? There are several. First of all, because once she said, when we meet again, will you take me back to your ship or something like that, right? Then everyone raised his arms. They had the little X's on it. Everything was cool. We cried. After that, we had more signs of why Vivi might end up to join with the crew again. Like some people say that Luffy in the live action said like the last crewmate will be like a girl and a bird or something like that. Stuff like that, right? And probably one of the major points that came up lately why people believe that Vivi will join the crew is because of the Egghead intro, where we see the transition from Bonnie using the Kuma pawpaw fruit into Vivi doing that, right?
Connect him to the Nikyu, the Goroase.
Exactly. But while I agree and think that Vivi might be the last the last crewmate of the Straw Hats, right? I also think that maybe that's just another trick pulled off by the animator team and Oda to mislead us. Because what if what we see in the opening is not Vivi but Lily?
So actually, for clarification, what happens is it's actually Bonnie that's reaching out for Kuma, the Kuma Niku, but then it cuts very cleverly with a jump cut to Lily reaching out for just a hole in the wall. And so it's never...
Are you sure it's Vivi? Is it Lily or Vivi?
Oh, sorry, I meant Vivi.
Yeah.
But it could be Lily instead too, right?
But yeah, because they probably look the same.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like right before that little scene that happens, we see a bunch of those transitions from like Garp into Kid into Law into Luffy, like, and then it goes into Bonnie into it's Vivi, like it's a little thing they're doing, like a style.
I mean, it's most likely Vivi,
cool.
right? Because she's the most relevant thing in this arc. We don't actually talk about Lily in this arc. So and on top of that, the difference between Vivi and Lily is that Lily is shown with the crown. I mean, it's only the one time, so we don't know if that's like a pattern or anything. But I feel like if we don't see the crown on her head, then I feel like that's more likely to be Vivi. But you're right; it could be some sort of a foreshadowing by the animators, right?
That too, yeah. Or they're just playing with us. They know people are gonna think about that.
They're trolls.
When I was watching the anime with a friend, and we were at 914, the episode where Kaido knocks out Luffy in the worst way possible before Udon prison. The intro already had Roger and Oden and Whitebeard fight in the intro, and that's like 60 episodes before. So I wouldn't be shocked that the anime is showing stuff that we also maybe not have been privy to see yet. Snippet of stuff.
That's true. Having said that, I'm not trying to be like that guy, but when I've worked on animations, in the past for even decently sized productions, no one tells me shit. We're just making shit up as we go, most of the time, and then we just get sign off from the higher ups or something, going yeah, that looks great. And so I agree. There could be sometimes, especially with something like One Piece, where, they definitely foreshadow things based on the fact that they get told certain details. But it could also be very possible that the animators just have no idea as well. And they're just winging it and just figuring things out as they go. So that's definitely, I think, a possibility too.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, like how they had the Straw Hats each fighting an admiral or something,
Yeah.
like in the Dressrosa arc.
I think that's why I think it's more guidance. I think there is certain stuff that needs to be in the intro, but they don't tell me in which order. So that because I do agree, like if you look some of the, you might have those characters who are just reintroduced, and you oh shit, I shouldn't have seen the intro. But then the scene that they're doing in the intro doesn't make sense. I think it's more like there are notes of certain things that he wants in the intro, and they're just free to do how they want to do it. I would agree on that because I don't think they know everything. That's too meta.
Yeah, I agree.
But also, speaking of since the topic of who's gonna join the crew, what do y'all think about Wapol? You think Wapol would join with them? Like he's gonna stay with Morgans?
What is wrong
Bro,
with
don't you mean waffle?
Waffle, yeah, waffle. Maybe he's gonna go to Syrup Village. I don't know, but yeah, like Wapol is terrified. He wants to probably stay with someone that could protect him.
Listen,
and
no
Luffy
one
could
wants to
protect
see
him.
that, Annie. No one wants to see Wapol joining the crew.
But to be fair,
Infinite supply of Wapol
we can
metal.
actually see docking happen. Like we could actually see Wapol eat 5 of the
God.
members, combine them into one character, and spit it out right. So, like that would be the dream. It could happen.
They would need they might need his help because they might need to rebuild the ship. What if it gets destroyed? He could just,
Yeah.
they might need parts. He could infinite supply of Wapol metal. Isn't it like the best metal in the world? Like
I'll take this.
they'll have that access.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I'm done.
To take this seriously, if you were actually serious, and I'll explain why, having Wapol join the crew is having same thing as Arlong join the crew. Arlong is the reason why Nami's mother is dead. Wapol is the reason why Chopper's father is dead, and Chopper even saw him, and afterwards, remember how he mocked him and called him to be like. Well, Chopper did not like Wapol, so I think it's one of those characters where I think they might be like something like an olive branch in a sense, but I don't think they will ever get a chance to be on a ship for travel.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if somehow Oda, because he's such a good writer, manages to pivot it in a way where Wapol is just redeemed in the most amazing way?
No. Just look
They're
at him.
they're gonna want to off him. Like he's not safe anywhere practically. Like I don't know. Morgans is probably gonna ditch him. Like I could see maybe just staying in the back, like in the background with Morgans in the air. But like he is probably one of the most wanted people in the world right now.
Okay, listen. Okay, to make this work, now imagine a scene like I don't know. Let's say some celestial dragon just slapped Robin, right? And now like the monster trio, or let's say all of them, they walk on stage, right? There is this music, bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum, like they're all walking menacingly, right? And to the right of them, Wapol is walking among them, menacingly. Are you serious? Can you really imagine shit like that happen?
Dude, I mean, you described it so well that, like, yeah, I was
I know.
there,
I was
man.
getting
I was
hyped.
there.
Like you, I
Oh my
Let's
had
go.
that
Let's
image
go.
in my head.
Let's
perfectly.
go.
That's why for me it's going to be like the whole crocodile thing. There might be some sort of olive branch in the sense that I can work with you right now. But remember how Luffy was. He did not relax his energy towards Crocodile. Kept talking to him like he hated him because of what he did to Vivi. And I think like when it comes to Luffy, he doesn't care people who hurt him personally. You see how he is with Kid, like, or someone who like disrespects him. It's his friends. So for that thing that's why I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that as long as Nami doesn't give the green light for Arlong that she moved on, or Chopper doesn't give the green light, I think Luffy won't be nice to them. You know what I mean? Like Crocodile.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's bring it back. So, Cube believes that it would be either Yamato and Vivi. Andy thinks it's Wapol. I think it's Bonnie. Now, what about Marth? Do you think there's gonna be another member, or
I
do you think that's it?
I think it might be Vivi, but what I would like to see is Smoker, to be honest.
Smoker would be a great one.
Yeah,
First
that's
of all,
actually pretty good.
He'd probably like tag along, but like on his own ship. Like he'd follow them.
First of all, we haven't seen him in a while, right? And then he already had to take all these W's instead of the Straw Hats back then, and he didn't like it at all. Like the first time I was like, man, Smoker actually is really cool, dude. Was when he was told to take the praise for Alabaster, right? And he was like, nah, I ain't gonna take that shit. And then like they were chasing again, like on Punk Hazard, all of that shit happening, right? And Smoker is just a real cool character. I think he's underused right now. But I also think that Oda might have some bigger plans for him, because we've seen Toshigi lately, but Smoker was missing. So he's kind of missing in action right now. I wonder where he is, what he's doing. I would love him on the crew. He would fit in well with Sanji and Zoro. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Like I said earlier, well, I would think like Smoker is awesome, but I could see him like not being on the ship with the crew, but I could see him like on a marine ship, like following them or helping them get to like the next island or the final island, or like they end up having to team up, but he'll have like his like a whole squad with him, Smoker, like with Toshigi.
The good thing about Smoker, sorry, Cube, but the good thing about Smoker would also be like he brings some kind of street smarts with him. Like he knows all the ins and outs about the Marines, which were very useful for the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
You know what else?
He did give food to a kid, didn't he? Like he gave a girl ice cream or something.
Yeah, that was just money.
Isn't that like that's like
he's not Mother Teresa. He's not Mother Teresa. He said that like it's Mother Teresa.
No, but that's like Luffy's number one thing. Like if he sees you giving people food, or if you give people food, like Zoro did it, Sanji did it. I don't know who else.
Wait, no, Zoro
it.
ate food. He didn't give it.
His jacket ate food.
The little,
the little girl gave him food, bro.
Yeah.
I hate to be the guy to correct you, but like this.
Well, same theme, same you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but this podcast tries to be number one in knowledge accuracy.
That's crazy, bro.
Of Kusoland around.
But okay, here we go. Whoa.
Wait, I was just gonna say something. There's also something.
Oh yeah, you go first.
There's also something that they could do with Smoker, and we've seen that many people who have Logia users on their ship use the Logia users to power up the ships, right? You got that with Ace, you've got that with NL, you've got that, I think, most likely with Kizaru as well. Think about it. If Smoker is on the Straw Hat ship and if Reki changes the Sunny to be fueled by the Mogu, literally it would be white clouds around the ship constantly. Just like the Nika.
Yeah, see, okay. I'm glad you talked about that, because I was going to say the same sort of thing. It's like, we haven't actually had a Logia user in the Straw Hat shit, right? Like, we've got a couple of Zons and we've got a Paramecia, but that's it. So, like, a Logia would be a nice sort of addition, and it would kind of complete the set, as you will. But also, like, I was going to say, like, I like the imagery of, like, the smoke kind of engulfing around the ship, because then that would tie into, like, Sun Wukong and Son Goku, right? Where he rides on the flying nimbus. So, like, of course, it's a cloud, it's a smoke, not a cloud, but, like, you know, it kind of has that same sort of vibe. So I kind of like that.
So isn't Enel's fruit a Logia?
Okay, what are you implying?
Oh, okay, so hear me out. All right.
Oh my god.
All right, so what if the Straw Hats... We're on Egghead right now, right? What if the Straw Hats, in order to escape, they get on a rocket? Aren't they getting on a rocket, actually? They're going to go to space, right? We're going to get space peace. The ship breaks, but as they're in space, they see Enel's there with the Arc Maxim.
Wait, did you just say the Sunny breaks?
The rocket breaks. No, my bad.
Oh, okay.
My bad. The 1,000 Sunny rocket, whatever. They turn the Sunny into a rocket. I don't know. They just go in a rocket. It breaks.
Wait, no, I'm not on board if you say the Sunny breaks. It can't break. Find
no, not the Sun. Okay, well, the rocket. The rocket breaks. Vegapunk's rocket breaks on the moon. It's
Why
not the Sunny.
The Sunny just leave it?
They couldn't leave. They couldn't get it. It was being guarded by all the Marines and the Borosei.
So now you've gone from the Sunny breaks to they straight up just abandoned Sunny.
This is even worse.
Well, in order to escape, they go to the moon. They're trapped there because the rocket breaks.
Sunny, but we gotta leave you behind. You too.
And you know what they do? Guess what? They're gonna ask Enel for a ride.
Bruh.
Andy, I have a question. This morning, if you had your food this morning, Was it the Gomu Gomu no Mi? Because you were reaching for that point, dude. That is.
Oh, you're stretching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's next level. Because I do agree, like the moon stuff could be interesting, but we're getting all the
That's
stuff about
funny.
Elbaf and everything, and he's saying, "Well, what if they go to the moon by accident, try to escape, and they
No,
come
well,
across
aren't they
NL?"
going to a rocket? Like, there's a rocket in Vega. I'm pretty sure the rockets and Vegapunks on Egghead could take them to the moon.
So there's
Positive.
rocket-shaped buildings, but I don't know if they are actual rockets. We do have the rocket, but that's in the shape of that capsule, right? But that's
Didn't
on
they
a
say
rail
in the
as well.
in the recent chapter? Didn't they say to go to the rocket or something?
So for context, we are talking about like the cover story of Enel who went to the moon. If you're anime only watcher, then bad for you. You have to. You should like listen. You don't have to read the whole manga, but at least look at the cover stories. Okay, sorry. Back to the topic.
Well, you don't want to give a little detail what the whole Anil story is. Maybe some people don't know what you're talking about.
But I mean, like the majority probably does know, no?
I don't know.
Fly me to the moon.
I mean, no one really knows the story of NL. It's just a cover story, so we're all assuming.
I know. I
Yeah,
have
no
a friend
thanks.
that loves. I have a friend that loves One Piece, and he skipped the Skypiea arc. He started on
I
Eni's
hate him.
lobby.
Oh my
You should
Yeah.
not be friends with
So
him.
he probably
should
doesn't
make
even
better
know what
friends.
Enel is.
Unfriend.
Unfriend.
You know what?
Reported.
With your recent theory on how we'll come across NL and the moon right now, I understand why you guys are friends.
Oh my god.
Just kidding.
Okay,
bro,
enough,
just kidding.
enough of that.
Well, I'm my bad for trying to make Enel relevant to the plot.
Listen,
I think Enel's a cool
I am-
key. Okay, what?
I'm with you. Enel is extremely cool. Like he needs to be back, but you can accomplish this without destroying or abandoning the Sunny.
Well, yeah, my bad. Just forget what I said about the Sunny. Just Lucia that from your brains, all right? But yeah, like if the Strides do get in a rocket, it'll make Enel relevant. They'll end up meeting him, and like yeah, like Enel's badass. He is what the only villain that won. Like he didn't lose. He just failed a side quest, which was destroying Skypiea, a bonus quest. Yeah,
So,
Enel won. He didn't lose.
It's
What
true.
if I told you that NL's story isn't over yet, and you don't need to do that much because you still have Urouge, who's a Birkin, who's the only supernova who hasn't been introduced to the story. Most likely, we'll get reconnections through that
Yes.
as well.
I 100% agree. Also, who says that they have to go to the moon to find Enel? Who says he's not coming down with his army of little automatas or how are they called?
Automata.
Automatas. Automata.
these automatas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna come down. Like they'll swarm the shit out of whatever island they land on. Like imagine this, okay? The Arc Maxine, like there's a huge battle going on at Beehive. Everyone's busy, and suddenly the Arc Maxime is descending from the heavens. Enel, he explodes onto the island with like huge lightning strike, and all around him, the little automatas like jumping down with balloons or whatnot, and then like there's a third party engaging in a battle, and Enel makes the whole island like his. Like isn't that like wouldn't that be cool? I mean, come on.
I think they would be cool, but I think you guys are forgetting another alternative to this. Is that NL might not even come back to Earth. He might actually
shut
go
up.
further out, right?
No, stop.
What? What
why,
do you mean?
why are you trying to
Wait,
send Enel away?
What's Earth?
No,
Like,
listen. So, the more that space becomes relevant with the Gorosei and stuff, we are going to find out potentially that there are planet and other life out there, right? And so maybe NL could be that bridge that allows us to sort of explore a very small part of that. Like just imagine for a moment, we go to one of the planets and we actually find out that the people or the creatures that live on that planet are creatures that we see in the world of One Piece. Like, say some of them are like little people, or like some of them are giants, or like ancient giants, or some of them look like Lunarians. That would be kind of interesting.
Okay, that's cool. But now that you talk about that, why does the space monster that's a hologram on Vegapunk's island Egghead, why does it have this banana head. What's with animals and bananas and fruits in general?
Yeah, true. Also,
it is really
Kuso-
hungry. Like, yeah.
Kuso,
Oh, and it's a
you-
show about fruits.
So
come on.
with your thing about
come on.
you would love to see an actual race, stuff like that. We actually see Lunarians on the cover story.
Oh, also, real quick, like
No,
back with
wait.
what Martha was saying about the banana space monster. Honestly, I think it was the only reason why we saw it was just so Oda could show us Kaku going at it and, pretty much humiliate himself. You know why? Because Kaku ate the banana fruit, devil fruit, and that thing
Oh,
is
that's a
what
good.
shaped.
I thought that
Yeah.
something silly is gonna come out now, but that actually
No.
is good. Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to put that parallel just for that purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. But what did you want to say, Cube? What were you implying?
Don't you remember the tablets that he's looking at? And it's in that they're praising those sky people.
Yeah.
Those were sky people. We couldn't see their hair because they had hats on, but they had dark skin and long black wings.
Wait.
They
Who?
were the ones who came
No.
to Earth.
No,
Yeah.
wait. No.
Who are you talking about?
He's talking about
The tablet.
the engravings or whatever on the moon. But these were the Birkins, the Skypians, and the Shantians, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's
Not
what I
this-
think too. Yeah.
No, the ones that they were falling to were all the other ones were white, who had small white wings. That I'll give it to that. But the big ones had long. I'll find it if you want. I could just show it to you later on.
What big ones? They all have white
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm looking at it right
white
now.
wings, don't they? I'm pretty sure.
I'm now there's a moment of silence in here because Cube just dropped a bomb. That's probably a big red flag.
Oh, so since we're talking
I
about
mean, we can
Skype
edit it
here,
out.
I could bring up in my recent video. I talk about y'all should check it out if you haven't seen it yet. I mentioned what if Enel was wrong about where Fairy Earth was and he thought it was on the moon, but what if it was actually just the red line? It was below Sky Island and it was just wrong information because he lived on Sky Island his whole life, so he doesn't know what's below there. Like he looks down on everybody that's not a god. So yeah.
I mean, I like that, but
Yeah.
one question for you is why is it called Fairy Birth? Like, why does the word fairy, like, how's it relevant? You
Could it
think?
be fairy verse? I don't know. Let's see. I don't know because it's.
Because
I was
fairies
gonna.
have
I was gonna
wings,
say
bro.
that. I was actually gonna say, maybe the name of the planet is Verth, or that's what it's called, Fairy Verth, the actual planet, not just the land or
Listen,
the actual name.
delete these little automat. Fuck this word. Automatons.
Automata. Well,
Yeah, they are small and have wings. Fairies.
Yeah.
Also, what do fairy connect to? What do fairy connect to?
Club out, man.
You come
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Peter Pan again.
Yes, and fairies are actually from the imagination realm, in terms of mythology. They're known with tricksters, imagination, good luck, and always connect to humans. I think that's why fairies, because it will connect to the what's called, to the imagination realm.
No.
Yeah, I mean that's very interesting, but I'm not letting you off the hook now. Where is the black wing dude that you're talking about?
Yeah. Wait,
I'm
what?
looking because I remember back then it was on Trivial server. Someone had brought it up and showed it, and he was saying, "Look, those are Lunarians." So now I'm looking at.
Right,
the
are you
different
sure it
covers
wasn't
of-
like a fan coloring or somehow?
Yeah, someone.
Yeah,
like-
if I can't find it, then that means he showed a fan coloring, and he showed it to Trivial, and we assume it was Black Wings because of that. I didn't go. That's why I'm checking, because I might be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll tell you guys.
All right. So.
Oh yeah. So back with the whole Wapol conversation. I wanted to add one thing to it.
Why
What
are you
is- so
bringing
the
this
name
back in?
his kingdom. It's called the Black Drum Kingdom, the Dark Drum Kingdom. What is it called? It's called something like that,
Yeah,
right?
The evil Black Drum Kingdom.
The evil
the
Black
evil-
Drum Kingdom. What if it becomes a Straw Hat territory?
Okay, no, go on. What do you want to say with that?
Oh no, like I could see it. Like yeah, Luffy helps Wapol,
But
and Wapol's
the
like,
fact that it has the word black in it is it makes it no different to those like fake straw hats we had on Sabaody, right? They're never going to be
The Maro
straw
Black.
hat members or whatever. Yeah, the Maro Blacks. Like they're never going to be straw hat members or straw hat alliances, right? And so the fact that it has the word black in it, like, you know, remember the fact that like in Little Garden we get those different colored trap abilities, right? From Miss Golden Week. And black, she says, is the color of betrayal. And so the fact that it has black in the word, I think, man, it's sounding really racist though. No,
Bro.
sorry, let's bro, cut that out, all right? Cut that out. I don't want to be cancelled yet. I plan
yeah,
to
I
be
get what you're
cancelled, but
saying.
not right,
So,
not right
yeah,
now.
he's gonna
Yeah.
betray. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and so like I don't think because of that, I don't think he's ever going to be a straw hat, right?
Well, no,
Unless he could have
just a guest, not really a straw, just guest.
No.
on the ship.
We were
Guest
asking
on the
who's gonna
show.
be a future straw hat, and you honestly said, "What about Wapol?" That's what you did, Andy. Now,
Yeah,
So
I was
he
like,
went
he's gonna
he
be
went all in on Wapol, and then he doubled down later on by bringing him back.
yeah.
At least he would be a guest on the ship.
Yo.
He's gonna need their protection. Who else is?
I mean, do you consider Karibu a guest? Like when he was basically chained
Yes,
up in a barrel?
I consider Caribbean a guest. Yes,
Oh my
Caesar
God.
also.
Wow.
No, listen, like of all the guests, the only
Yo.
one that I actually really, really wanted to see back on the crew would be Gangster Gastino. But because imagine
Oh my
imagine if
God.
Caesar Clown was a crewmate. Yes, every person on the ship would hate him, but
Mhm.
the possibilities he brings with him, man, his fruit is busted. Like, how you listen? How you gonna beat his fruit's ability with Haki? I cannot imagine how this works. Like, let's say he's standing, I don't know, 20 meters away from you, and he just starts sucking up all the air.
Yeah, removes all the oxygen.
So
yeah, you're right.
What is Haki gonna do for you?
What
I
if
mean,
Conqueror's
having
hockey
said that,
just
right?
like cancels it out? Like a big
Yeah, I mean, that's
Conqueror's hockey
right. Because
explosion.
Lord did the same thing with the ability where he turned into a woman. He's just like, Ki! And then now he's a man again kind of thing.
Okay,
So,
but just because he does use Conqueror's Haki or whatever, does that make like oxygen appear around him?
no, but it cancels the ability because it's the ability that's causing the oxygen to disappear, right?
I don't know
It's
about that.
It's
Like, I thought
almost
it's
like, you know, you go into a tunnel and then suddenly there's no reception.
Yeah, but I thought it's his ability enables him to suck out the oxygen, right? So once it's gone, just because you activate
Okay.
Haki doesn't make it come back. That's-
Okay, you're probably right to some degree, right? Because say you got bored by Boa. What
I
you know
got
what I'm trying to
bored.
say?
Yeah, Meadow.
Yeah,
Meadow.
say you turned into a rock, right? Can you then revert yourself back into human, kind of like Dr. Stone, just by willing it?
Good question.
Or do you have to do that beforehand? Like, you know, Luffy never turned into a rock.
Yeah, I think
Not
you have to do
necessarily
it
because he had
beforehand.
Haki, but... So, if you're already a rock, then you can't revert that, you think?
Yeah, unless your name is Roxy Sevek.
Fun thing, right? In Japanese, the word for will is ishi, which also means stone or rock. So it's the same word.
That's funny.
Yeah, my whole thing with the whole Wapol thing is it's like there are a set
Yo,
of
we
characters.
haven't let you off the hook, man. Before you can start talking again, you have to find out the Blackwing
Oh
thing.
my god, the poor guy.
So there isn't nothing in the cover story, but in the reference of the wiki and what it describes from Oda's data book, it does connect Lunarians to two things. Volume 107, chapter 1078, which makes sense. It's the last thing of the Seraphims, but also One Piece manga, volume 848, volume 49, chapter 470, 4072, cover story, and else Great Space Operation. I just can't find the one that the guy showed me. but there is some proof to it. So I will find it, but I think it might be more about the name because I just realized Lunarian.
Okay, to our listeners,
Luna.
Cube of the Red Sea will have some homework to do until next time. If he does not deliver the next episode, then it's your responsibility for calling him a fraud in the comments. Thank you very much.
Dude, honestly,
and
I
then
think
the next episode is just a three-man team.
I think. Listen, after Andy's crazy idea of Wapol joining the Straw Hats, I don't think
you're
I will
right.
be that. I will be burned that much. You know, the worst I was gonna say is my bad, guys. I got tricked by.
We would forgive you. We would
don't
forgive
worry.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be the thumbnail for this video. Have Wapol on there with some waffles or something. Have some waffles on there.
My whole thing, if this was Naruto,
Stop.
it wouldn't have bothered me.
What's with your Wapol agenda?
But the way Oda has written, like that's why for me, Wapol, there is no shot of him. Like
No.
there's nothing. I'm sorry, there's nothing redeemable. There's nothing of him that is like. Think of Barto. Barto is such a huge because he's more like a Blackbeard type of character, but he loves Luffy. Okay, but that's quite hard to see him an everyday Straw Hat. You imagine Wapol, the guy who has huge ego, who has no respect for people, who basically let his entire people die because he didn't want them to have doctors, all of those stuff. Luffy knows all of that.
Yes, but that's the Wapol. That's the different Wapol. The Wapol we know now is a different man. He saw something. He knows he's effed up. He knows he's in deep shit. Like that could change a person.
No, dude.
Dude, I have a question. Luffy lost his brother in front of his eyes and did not change his goofy attitude. Up until the Reverie, Wapol had the same energy. I don't think him being on the run will be like the Grinch saving Christmas. You know? It's not gonna be that moment, bro. Like, I love a lot of theories you have, but Wapol joining the Straw Hats, dude.
Wapol has always been.
I'm not giving up. That's gonna be my next video.
I love it.
Like Wapol
Let's
has
go.
always been like angsty and conspiracy. Like he he left the island because he heard Blackbeard was coming, right? So he's been like that always. So it's no big difference that now that he's scared, he's on a run again. Like he left his entire kingdom just because he heard a pirate is coming.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did come.
Yeah. He knows they're looking for him too. Like he's not safe anywhere. Like
That's why for me, I'll say this. If there's a group that could actually take care of Wapol, if Wapol at one point Luffy will forsake it, it's Cross Guild.
That's the Foxy Pirates.
Oh yeah, if you want the Foxy Pirate.
maybe the
Cross
Foxy
Guild.
Pirates. Yeah, I could
Or
see.
Cross
Yeah,
Guild. One of the two, Foxy Pirates maybe, or the Cross Guild. It would actually make sense, and I can see someone like Crocodile want to cash in on trying to help a king get back. And who else has been doing that? That is what Buggy's delivery system was doing. It's basically giving an army for kingdoms who did not have money to pay for the world government.
True.
So yeah. The NL part is interesting. I won't lie, Andy. Your NL stuff needs to work a bit, but there's some interesting part to it. But the Wapol, man, come on. You're not Kusoland.
Okay,
Come on, man! Stop bringing me into it.
I can fix both of Andy's attempts here and make it good. Okay, listen. So.
Can we just drop the Wapol thing, bro?
No. Let my
the Wapol agenda's real.
last attempt right now.
Stop waffling, bro.
So the straw hats, right? They need to leave Egghead. Like they find this rocket, okay? But as they are flying up, for some mystical reason, the sunny breaks. Like we don't know why. It's the Andy factor. The sunny breaks, right? But don't worry. Because he is Wapol. Like for some reason he's flying in the sky, right? I mean he's with Big News Morgan and all that, right? And he's right underneath them as they are falling down, and he's going like he's opening his mouth real wide. Then he mumbo jumbles them inside of him. Now it spits them out again, and it's a unity. Now it's the big sunny straw hat mecha something, and it can fly, and Wapol is on it. So he's the captain of that mecha now, and together they fly to the moon where they find Enel. What do you think about that?
I could see that happening.
Can you repeat again?
Oh my
It
God.
was a super sunny something. That is interesting. Honestly, I think it's
my
your best
God.
theory yet, Mark. Honestly, drop everything. Forget about the burn video, dude.
Listen,
No,
I'm
yeah.
just
Super
trying
Saiyan
to.
something?
I'm just
Yo.
trying to
It's
work with
amazing.
what Andy is providing. Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
already said I'm making a Wapol video. I call it dibs. So I'm like,
That's oh my god, unbelievable.
Oh God.
So, question: if we got two of your favorite food together, and then Wapol ate it, and then he regurgitated it, spat it back out, and turned it into like
Ew.
one single dish, would you eat it?
Hell no.
yeah. If it looks good
Yeah. Okay, Andy. For you, that would be taco and tortilla.
and beans
Bruh.
and eggs, yeah, and salsa.
Wait, do. Wait. I have a question. The rest is okay, but there's one of them that's just off, Andy. And I'm sorry I have to call you out on this, but from all the food that you love, I understand salsa, I understand beans. Eggs is one of them. Like from all the food, eggs.
Wait, what's wrong with eggs? I like eggs.
I mean, eggs is good, but it's like if you had like a set of meals that food that you love most of the eggs is just basic.
Yeah, but like it's so basic that you kind of need it in your life, right? Like if I was told I can never eat eggs for breakfast again, I'd be sad.
I
I would
think.
have said a cheeseburger or a egg burger or something like that. I
Listen.
would have added eggs or something else, not just eggs.
I think they are very extraordinary. Fuck. I
Oh
fucked
my
up.
god.
Okay, listen. I fucked up. I go mute. Bye.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
It's
We
okay.
we gotta stop.
We will execute you later on after the podcast.
Oh my god.
Stop egging Marth. Come on.
Exactly.
You guys are a bunch of eggs, man. Just stop.
Listen, okay, we have to stop this before Andy like comes up with the idea that I
No
don't know, like
excuses, guys. No
Saint
excuses.
Charles might be the next crewmate. So
No. Okay. On the topic of Saint
no,
Charles.
listen, no,
Look,
don't.
Look, he.
No,
No,
oh my God.
no. I don't think he's gonna join the crew. I want that dude
Oh, you
dead.
don't
I'm pretty
think
sure
that?
he's alive.
Okay, you don't think so? That's good to know. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he took more damage than Mouse Guard, and Mouse Guard died. But Charlos is a tank. He might be some like secret weapon. That guy could tank hits.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's still gonna be a
Remember,
horrible person.
Saint Charles Uranus confirmed.
Yeah, I will say with Andy, he's right. Mouse Guard did take a lot of damage. Saint Guard took more damage than Mouse Guard, who got killed by.
Who the hell is
Catling.
Mouse Guard?
And
I'm
he
trying
got
to
killed by
remember.
Catling.
I think
Don
Neil's
Quixote.
got.
Don Quixote Mouse Guard.
Yeah, and obviously for those who don't
that
understand,
guy. Yeah.
and Catling is Garling for me since Mouse Guard became Mouse Guard. Gotta give them.
Bro.
Listen, Mjosgard got killed by Garling, right? So I think you can compare like the Holy Knight to a little Tontera and some Kung Fu bro. I'm sorry.
Did you just slander Sai?
You see how strong that kick? That kick is no joke. That I don't know. Maybe Leo. Yeah, Leo. I don't know. Whatever. But Sai, that guy's got power. He could literally break open the ground.
I'm sorry, but Sai has the most ridiculous outfit in the whole series. Like, what is he wearing? Come on.
He looks like.
How am I supposed to take this dude seriously?
I won't lie. He did look like Aladdin's pants in Aladdin in the Disney movie.
Yeah, he
Like,
could
they
have
were
been.
quite
He could have been a member of Buggy's crew. Not gonna lie.
Did you see he looks like? Have you seen the? I think he looks badass. Haven't you seen the episode when he does his attack on? It's on Lao Ji, right? Yeah, I think yeah. He does like a cool drop
Lao
kick.
Ji
and it-
represent.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
animation is sick. I love that scene. It looks amazing. If you
I
haven't
mean,
seen
the
it.
animation was great, but yeah, the character design was just a bit.
The only
Naff.
reason I was rooting for Sai was because I felt bad for Baby 5. Not gonna lie, like I'm a
Man.
huge Lao Ji stan. I wanted Lao Ji to win.
Yeah. That was a sad story though, right? With Baby 5.
Man,
Like
that was really
literally
sad.
Baby 5 because parent just could not be bothered. That's
Yeah, man, the poor girl. She just wanted to be useful.
and then she was like straight up like willing to just like off herself just because someone said, well, why don't you just go do that?
Yeah, that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
She
Anyway.
kept trying to kill Doflamingo
Anyway.
also. I think she already wanted to leave. She didn't. She was pretty much doing what Law was doing.
I mean,
I don't know if she ever would have, right? Because she's so dependent on people. She was so dependent on people loving her that I don't think she ever could have left. Like Like, I don't know.
Why are
She
we?
needed a
why-
reason,
why-
and she found
why
a
are we
reason.
diving
That's why.
into this
That's why she was
sentimental
so
crap right now?
rash. Like she's like, oh,
Okay,
if you
sorry.
win this fight,
So
if I win,
what's
I'll
the
marry
deal
you.
with
Be my wife.
what's the deal with Zoro's eyes?
Yeah.
New
I
topic.
okay, I wanted to take another one, but that's good too. What actually is the deal with that? Like, I mean, to be fair, I have an insane theory on this, and
Do you? It better
And-
not be Sharingan.
no. I will share it right now. It's exclusive for this podcast. No, I think I mentioned it somewhere already. If not, listen. You guys have to be prepared because your brains will be blown away. Okay, so Zoro is not opening his eyes or his eye because for some reason, like he tried to develop like one of the ring dies like Mihawk has or whatever. Yeah, for some reason, but he fucked up.
I said
and-
I swear it better not be Sharingan.
Listen. But he fucked up, right? And when he looked into the mirror, he noticed that his eye has a swirl instead of a ring. And he was like, oh, hell no, I can't let the cook see that. Because he's always slandering Sanji with his swirly brows and all that,
Swirly
right?
about.
And now he has a
Sanji
swirly
gets
eye.
swirly.
Imagine how humiliating that would be for Zoro if Sanji sees him with the eye. Come on.
I would laugh so hard if that actually happened. I can actually see that, right? Because like a swirly eye would actually look quite interesting as well.
What if like Mihawk has like a special kind of eyes or something, and if Mihawk dies, he tells Zoro, if I were ever to die, I want you to take one of my eyes.
That's good.
Too much Naruto. Should I tone it down?
Yeah, I would say more like I think you were quite close, Andy. I think it's something that, and I've always said that if you look at Mihawk and Baratie, his style of using observation haki is more like Fujitora awareness than just future sight. He's able to sense where the bullet was exactly instead of knowing where the bullet will hit. So I do feel for me that in the fact that Mihawk possibly could be the son of Rayleigh. Really has a scar on the opposite eye. I do feel like it's something that certain swordsmen have to go through to hone their skills. So I do feel like basically Zoro's eye is going to open when the time comes, you know.
It hasn't
Yeah,
opened yet, and he was in the
and
face
I like
of
that the
death.
Grim Reaper's eye, like remember when the Grim Reaper appeared, the first thing that lighted up was the eye pupil from the same side that Zoro had his scar.
Yeah, and the moment he was striking, we got a camera pan into his eye.
Exactly. And whenever Rayleigh uses his haki, you can see that in Odin flashback, and also in Sabaody, they show his eye pupil twitching, the one that has the scar. So it does feel like, I feel like it's a channeling of something. I just don't know what it is. Like it might have been a ceremony that he went through himself, and I don't know if he's constantly keeping his eye closed, but it could be a thing like based off desire because it's One Piece. Until it's ready, his eye won't open.
Yes, like something's cooking basically, right? But yeah, I have that other theory that the ringed eyes are long-lasting hypnosis, which would probably not work if it was just one eye for Zoro. So I either stick with the first thing, which was obviously a joke, or with the second that, I know, Zoro was sleeping and he fell down from the bed and he poked out his eye.
That would be funny. We could,
mean-
Or it
yeah.
could just be like he's like, I wanted a challenge, so I had my eye closed this whole time.
But also could be that his eye got damaged during his training, but there's a thing with hockey where it heals it, you know? And when he'll be able to have a certain level of hockey, his eye will have the upgrade, but also be able to be open. Because I find
Yeah.
it interesting that Rayleigh has the same scar. And I've always said, the way Mihawk also explained, you remember those monkeys, the human drills that they were fighting? And he said that they also take the habits, the filthy habit of one of those atrocious humans that they try to copy to. So what if
Yeah.
one of the monkeys have a habit of scarring people with their eye, you know?
Yeah, but on a more serious note, though, this time,
Was
what
that not
if-
serious?
what if that he had to sacrifice something for Mihawk to train him? Maybe Mihawk was like, listen, You want to do that for the sake of that boy, like your captain. I know someone who gave up an arm for him. So what are you willing to offer for me to
I
train
love
him?
that. I
Ooh.
love that. That is amazing. He's like, I'm willing to give up one of my eyes.
So what's interesting also about that is that would go back to Odin and Norse mythology, right? Where Odin sacrificed his eye to drink from the well of knowledge.
Here we go.
And in order to do that, he needed to rip out one of his eyes or something. He needed to sacrifice that
I love
in
it.
order to drink. And
So
so
that's-
that would mean that just like with like the path of Bushido, meaning like it's not just about becoming a better swordman, it's about becoming like a better and like more enlightened person, right? And so therefore it's about gaining wisdom. And so in order to climb higher up the ladder of Bushido, you needed to remove the eye, just like Odin had to do to
Yeah.
drink from the well of knowledge.
That-
So I
that-
like that.
That's probably it. Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. I like that. Okay,
Well,
we
so do you
solved
think
the
it
eye
won't
thing.
open again?
That's amazing. I actually really like that, and that probably is what's gonna happen. He had to give up some kind of offering, yeah. and
So
he
I
gave up
don't
his
think
eye.
he will open it again if that was the case, because that would mean his eye is missing, right?
Unless like Vegapunk cybernetic kind of eyes becomes a thing that could
What
be.
if that's what he asked Vegapunk? He's like, I want to ask Vegapunk something, or but he's like, hey,
Give me
can
an
you give me
eyeball?
an eye? Yeah, can you give me a robot eye or some a laser
Like,
eye?
give me an eye infused
Kuma.
with a devil fruit in it.
Yeah.
Give me an eye infused with what's a good devil fruit for Zoro?
The Mr. One-Star fruit. I'm telling you, it's.
Well,
it's
so he
the-
like becomes like metal like from his eye, and then like it kind of wraps around his body or something.
Oh god.
I
That's
mean,
weird,
dude,
bro.
it's better than a banana or an egg.
You know the
So-
saying, like, if stairs could kill? Is that a thing in English? Yeah, right?
Yeah, it
So-
is. Yeah.
So he would literally have a killing stare. He's just looking at you, and then there comes like a huge fucking metal spike out of his eye, like,
Oh, you meant stairs. I thought you meant like stairs, like the ones that killed Kowina.
Down these
Oh.
stairs. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah,
that's
dude,
the right that you
that's-
meant. You
that's
meant the other
something
kind.
different,
Speaking of, do you think Kuina died, and do you think Tashigi is connected somehow, or did
Man,
Oda
the whole
just want
queen
to create like?
big mystery.
Yeah, so you still think it's like just a mystery?
I don't know, man. I've fallen down the stairs. Come on. I mean,
I mean, it is poetic, right? That humans, like just like the dad said, it's like
Yeah.
humans are so frail that could happen.
So I
And
don't
it
want
was at the time of the story where like people weren't completely OP at that part of the story, right?
Yeah, I don't want to turn this into a theory promotion stream, right? But like, I have the theory on this that the Wado Ichimonji is responsible for Kuina's death, because when they were clashing, right, and Kuina won against Zoro once again, she started that monologue about that she could never become the greatest swordsman because she's a woman and women are naturally weaker and all. That's not what I'm saying. That's what they said in the manga. Okay, and at this moment, the Wado Ichimonji noticed, yo, my future master, like, has no will to climb higher. Like, she already gave up. I will test her if that keeps going, and if she's not passing this test, I'm gonna move on, right? So Kuina was probably at the stairs, I don't know, probably somewhere else, and then she might have encountered a similar Grim Reaper as Zoro did, or right after she fell down the stairs. Doesn't matter. She encountered a Grim Reaper, which is residing inside of the Wado, and she lost the fight. And that's how the Wado got rid of Kuina, which is a bit dark, but then got passed on to the future greatest swordsman. I mean, this is gonna happen,
So
right?
I did look up the face of Wado Ichimonji. You know how like Oda kind of like illustrated what each of the sword would look
Oh,
like as
yeah.
people. He is pretty sussy. Like he does look pretty sus.
Yeah, is it a French-looking dude?
Yeah, that's Shusei.
Oh yeah, that's
He's
It
the
looks-
one with like the mono brow and like the bowl cut.
yeah.
It looks just like the
guy that made it.
Kyoshiro's father, the old
Yeah,
geezer
yeah.
from Wano.
That's true.
From Shimosuke
As
Village.
a-
It's basically the same face.
when he was
just-
younger.
yeah, when he was younger.
Do you know there's this? Okay, that's not One Piece, but there's this urban myth about that man. Like, at some point, people started hanging up posters with a weird face, with a dude with a monobrow, and which said, have you seen this man? Because many people claimed that this man is like appearing in their dreams and is kind of haunting them, and that the sword looks actually, the depiction of the sword's character actually looks pretty similar to the dude. You can just Google it up by Dead Man Dream, like not as dead, but
They
as
recently made it into a
THAT.
horror movie with Nick
Oh,
Cage.
I
there's
didn't know.
Yeah, it just
I
came
was
out
gonna
like a
ask
month ago.
actually. Yeah, that sounded like the premise for that movie. So it's based on that.
I think so. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty much just a quick
Ah,
1 second, like 10
interesting.
second thing. People start having
So-
dreams, and it's Nick Cage, and then the dreams start going out of control, and everybody
Yeah,
starts
yeah,
blaming
yeah.
him. Like,
Okay, I didn't know that, but
Yeah,
the premise, what's important to know about is that this was a fake at first. Like some dude just put that myth out there because he wanted to see if it can go viral, and it did, right? And then people actually we started to see the dude in their dreams. This is just how our brains work. But this dude has been implemented into Dun 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 already, since it's dealing with ghosts and myths and all that. So I could probably see Oda working that dude in the form of the Wado as well. In a way, I don't know. What do you guys think?
That's interesting.
Because
I mean,
that
all the
wouldn't
themes
be-
are right there, right? Like you said all the keywords like dream and sort of.
but yeah, because that dude made the sword. What if it was probably one of his favorite swords? He put like a piece of his soul in there. Like he created art. Again,
Yeah,
no, like I had a video
That
talking
does seem
about
like the
that,
most
yeah.
logical thing. Yeah.
and now it's haunting like the owners of the swords, and if they don't strive to become the greatest, they'll be killed.
Yeah, this is why for me it goes with my initial theory about smiles. The reason why smile devil fruit are failures is because of the way they were done. They were nurtured by forced laborers. They didn't have their own free will. Thus, it limits them in
Yeah.
their possibility. So it does fit on that. Like I think on the desire that you do when you build something, when you make cursed swords, or you make swords, or you make devil fruits. Is I think also your mental state at the time, how you feel. If you feel like a free person, like whatever. Like what if when he did Enma, or whatever will he used to make Enma, the person had a big wanting to be only with a king. You know what I mean? He sees himself as a king. So he doesn't take anything lower than a king. So what does he need? He demands someone who has conquers hockey. Because the original will that Fern had it as well, on that set time and moment, He was whatever thinking he had when when he was able to create the will, or recreate whatever he was trying to do, whatever that was, it became like the base emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good.
No, I try to be like at your level, Marv.
Oh,
Here we go.
Wait, is this a little shot into the Wapol direction again, though?
No. It's actually I can do that. Listen, when I give compliments, no one listens, and when I slander, everyone remembers. That is
Yeah,
a kid.
Yeah, you keep people guessing.
The
Yeah,
gift and the
appreciate
curse.
it. No, I actually I really liked the Wapol take earlier, though. I had a great laugh. Thank you, Andy, for that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Like, how
no,
can
listen,
Wapol be relevant to the story? Because
we
I don't think.
complimented you, but no, stop.
Don't encourage me.
Yeah, don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
No,
Marv,
listen,
please.
I will make this official. If Wapol becomes asteroid, I'm not talking about going along with them on the ship for a while. I'm saying if Wapol becomes asteroid, Andilex, listen here. I will edit a whole 40-minute video for you if that happens.
All right, y'all heard it. Someone clip that.
Andy, same thing as him, but instead, Kusa will do a stream where he'll be on a bikini.
Yeah.
Why do wait?
You
I
too.
like how you
and you
decided for
and you
Kuso.
Cube.
Come
Both
on.
of you.
Cube, what are you gonna do?
What? I'm just.
What are
gonna
you
say
gonna do?
I'm just gonna congratulate him.
Man,
Yeah, so
come
what do you
on.
think? What's Wapol's fate? Like, is he just gonna
The-
stay
the-
with Morgan's? Like,
the-
he's gonna have to have something
the-
else. Like, what's up with
Andy,
the whole?
I'm gonna
Cover
tell you right now.
What?
This comes about out of my heart. When it comes to Wapol, I don't lose any sleep. I don't think about him. He's one of those characters like, oh, cool, Wapol's been mentioned. Cool. That's all.
For all we know,
Man.
there might be a story leaking around the world that Wapol and Vivi got married. Like, that actually might happen. Like, I'm being honest. Like,
But
Didn't he get that impression?
Only as a political charade, nothing other.
Well, yeah,
Like-
and it's people are gonna believe it. It's gonna start a scandal. And
Oh, God.
yeah, Sabo has a message for the Straw Hats or for Luffy from Cobra, right?
Right.
And yeah, that message may
Yeah.
lead Luffy to Vivi, and you know
Okay.
who's with Vivi? Wapol, and Wapol
yeah.
might sneak into the ship. He might be scared for his
but
life.
he's not gonna become a straw hat, bro.
I think you don't grasp when I said that the moment they'll see Wapol, he is going to have to answer for Dr. Hilliuk, in which Chopper still doesn't. I'm pretty sure Chopper did not let it go. No, remember that the moment after Dr. Hilliuk was killed, Chopper came around and Wapol was insulting him and telling Dalton to kill him.
Yeah.
For me, it's the same thing as Arlong. Like I said, if it was any other former villain that doesn't hurt a Straw Hat or a member close to Luffy, I think Luffy wouldn't care that long about it. Like, think of
Well,
Bellamy.
To be fair, it was Dr. Hiruluk that killed himself. He blew himself up.
But no, he doesn't know that. Remember, from Chopper's point of view, he actually healed him. He only found out
And
later on, I think. Maybe he might have
Here-
later on by Dr. Correa.
Hiruluk was actually very happy. No one besides him was harmed. And he was like, I think even crying. And,
Yeah, dude. Right
yeah.
now, right now, you're doing what I call is trying to grab straws to. Like,
him
no,
on
but
Wapol's
actually,
head.
Dr. Hiluk actually said after he passed away in the afterlife that, oh, thank you, Wapol, for freeing me of this burden of this life. But yeah,
Wapol could eat the red line. They need him.
Okay, so on this note, like, since we're already on this Wapol level of overdoing things, we will stop eating your brains now, people. This is gonna be the wrap up for the very first episode of Nothing Happened. For anyone who was listening, I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you for being with us. And if you have any suggestions on topics or something else that you want to hear us talking about, then let us know in the comments. Like the video, like the podcast. And thank you for being here. Bye, guys.
Wapol for Straw Hat.